Bro, after yesterday's performance, bro, I need a fucking win. So I'm changing my sensitivity. I'm not changing it by little, bro.
Which is exactly what Clix did, and here is how it went.
Oh my god, I'm scared. I'm scared. Hold up.
He was definitely nervous about his aim. He didn't know what it would be like after such a drastic change.
Yo! Oh my god, bro!
But after a full day of streaming and, well, grinding out his new aim, practicing his new sensitivity, all that stuff, it's fair to say that this change could be the ultimate godsend if he does indeed stick at it. Which he did for the entire day, and as you can see, by the end of it, his aim was actually pretty good for such a drastic change again. But before checking out his brand new sense, let me show you all of Clix's new settings and much more. Starting off with his video settings, he's still on full screen, he's still using native res of 1920 by 1080, his FPS is still capped at 360 FPS to match his monitor's refresh rate. He is using performance mode, the lower graphical fidelity setting, his brightness is on the default 100%, he is currently using a Colorblind mode that's deutering up on the strength number 5, his view distance is on 4, and then all the rest of his settings like textures and meshes are on low. As for his game settings, these are pretty much the same. He's got auto pick up weapons off, auto sort consumables to the right off, reset building choice off, along with confirm edit on release being off, and all the rest are pretty much default. Oh, also his tap to search / interact is off, and these are his replay settings. He only has record replays on, and all the rest are off to get more FPS. For his game UI settings, he's got his reticle on, his ammo indicator on, he's using cumulative on hit only, and 88% on the UI like damage marker things. As for the rest of his HUD settings, he's got a HUD scale of 69%, and all of these settings are pretty much on the default ones. And moving on to the biggest change so far, that's his sensitivity. He's using an X sensitivity of 8.7, a Y sensitivity of 6.3%, a targeting sense of 90.9%, and a brand new scope sense of 35.0%, and all of these sensitivities right here are on 800 dpi. Oh, as well as that, I believe his mouse settings in Windows are on 6 out of 11, that's a default one, and I don't believe he's using mouse acceleration, he's definitely got that turned off. For his movement, he's using the custom diagonal controls, he is using the forward diagonal angle on 62, the strafe angle on 90, and then the backward angle on 135. For his audio settings, he's got his main on 35%, and all the rest are pretty much personal preference along with the main, to be fair, but his sound quality is on high, his 3D headphones are off, and he is using the visualize sound effects setting. Moving on finally to his keyboard controls, he's got the standard movement WASD. He is using his sprint on left control, his crouch on C, and for his builds he's using wall on F, floor on X, stairs on Q, roof on V, trap on T, and all the rest are pretty much default. He's got his edit as well on G, and he's using mouse wheel reset. Moving on to his setup, here's what his setup looks like with an incredible view. You can see all of his peripherals right here. Now for the keyboard, I'm going to mention in this setup right here, you can see he's using 2, but I'm going to mention the one that he's currently using. Starting off with his mouse though, he's using the Final Mouse Air 58 Ninja in the colour Cherry Blossom Blue. For his mouse pad, he's using the Matrix X Clix Double XL mouse pad. His keyboard is the Matrix X Clix Demon Mode keyboard, but he sometimes switches to the Cotton Candy version. His headset is the Beer Dynamic DT Pro. His monitor is the recently new Alienware monitor, which is 360Hz. And finally, we've got his PC specs. He's using a case, which is the Lian Lai PC011, the Intel Core i9 processor. For his GPU, he's using the Nvidia RTX 4090. His motherboard is the MSI Z690 Unify X. His RAM is 32GB of G-Skill RAM. His SSD is a 2TB SSD, and his power supply is the EVGA Supernova. But I'm also going to add in some Windows optimizations, as it's very popular for pro players to get their PCs optimized. In Windows though, if you go on the settings page, then click on System, if you scroll down to where it says About on the left hand side, then click Advanced System Settings on the right hand side. In here in the performance settings, you can adjust all of these to be for best performance, but on top top of that, I would also recommend ticking enable peak, show thumbnails instead of icons, show window contents, and smooth edges of screen fonts. I also think it's a good idea to go back into the settings, go into gaming, turn on game mode, and then also enable the hardware acceleration GPU scheduling. And a lot of people like to actually put their most played game in this section too. Oh, finally, make sure to go into the settings, privacy, then go in the background apps and turn off all of these, as this can be a simple way to slightly boost your performance. Another thing you can do after opening the game is press Ctrl or Delete, then click on the task manager, then find the game in itself. You want to then right click on it, click go to details, then find the exe. It'll be like this on screen. Right click on it, set priority to high from normal, that's a default, and this will boost your FPS slightly as well. It'll ask you to confirm it, just confirm it and you'll see you'll be on high. As well as that, you can press Windows key and R on your desktop, type in temp, and you can simply delete all these temporary files. I myself like to do this every week or two, just to keep like basic maintenance on my computer. Moving on, finally as well, I highly recommend that you set up these Nvidia settings on screen to optimize your PC even further. I'll slowly scroll down all of them in my manage 3D settings, and all of these right here will boost your FPS big time if you are struggling. I made a video all about what each one of these settings does on screen right here, but all of these settings when I'm scrolling down have been optimized and probably will help you a ton. It's essentially lowering all the settings down to the minimum so you get the most FPS possible. Another thing most pros do is go into their Epic Games launcher, click on their profile at the top right, then go into settings, and then scroll all the way down, click on this little option right here for the game itself, and type in both of these command lines right here. That's -lamplay and -use all available cores. They also go into the library section under the game, click the three horizontal dots like so, go into options, and this right here will showcase all the install options. Now most of them have the save the world disabled, high resolution textures disabled, for DirectX 12 shaders, if they are using DirectX 12 they will have this enabled, but if they are not and are using performance mode they will have this disabled. However, all of them basically have the disable cosmetic streaming turned on, as this will actually benefit you a ton. The final thing they do on their desktop is press Windows key plus R, a run box will then appear, type in local app data and then %sign, then inside here find your Epic Games launcher, open that, then open saved, then open config, then open Windows, and where you see the engine file right here, you want to double click on that. It might be empty, it might be full, whatever's in there, you want to replace it with this command right here, the HTTP with all these command lines, and then the portal build batch with all of these command lines. I'll leave the copy and paste in the description below. And that right there is everything you need to know about Clix's setup in Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 3. If you want to see more, be sure to check out his profile on gamesettings.com/Clix. And that's all got for this video today. Be sure to drop a like on it, drop a sub, and check out these videos on screen right now.